Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and we're coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. I got a lot of requests as soon as the news hit that Angus Cloud, aka Fezco from Euphoria, was dead. Now, I already knew we would have to talk about this situation just because of, everyone's reaction so far to his death. Now, there was a few things I didn't know about Angus until I decided to look up, his story. I think we all were kind of captured by him if you've seen the show Euphoria. I know that show may not be of everyone's taste. It's kind of like that teen, druggy, reality, high school type of show. I don't know. I kind of stumbled upon it myself, and I ended up watching those 2 seasons. And I thought it was a pretty good show. I thought the first season was really good, and the second season was just kind of a little extra to me. But regardless, I think everyone loved his character the most. I think he definitely was a fan favorite, just by everyone's reaction so far. Like, nobody even wants to see season 3 now that he's died. And I completely understand it, because really the show without him just kind of doesn't really make sense, since he was kind of like the guardian angel to Rue, you know? It just wouldn't really make sense to watch Euphoria and he's not in it no more. Now, this was a complete surprise to me seeing this come across the screen, just like a lot of other deaths that we've gotten in the past. There's been a lot going on recently in the world, in the world of entertainment and just life in general. There's been a lot of death, a lot, man. In these days that we are living in, y'all, it's just so important to, really just do you. Like, don't follow no crowd. Do the things that you're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to yourself. Listen to God, pray to God, listen to your gut, listen to that instinct. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just no room for anything else, man. I hope y'all get what I'm trying to say. There's no room for anything else right now. Like, you got to do what's comfortable, you know what I'm saying? But besides all of that, right? We'll get right into the story of how Angus Cloud died, and we're also gonna touch on other rumors about him as well that I didn't, I wasn't quite aware of, right? So it says Cloud, who is best known for starring as Fezco, a local drug dealer in HBO's Euphoria, was only 25 years of age when he passed. It says TMZ first broke the news that Angus Cloud had died through speaking with his family. No cause of death was immediately given, but later TMZ reported that Oakland PD responded to a 911 call made around 11:30 a.m. on July 31st by Cloud's mom reporting a possible overdose, and said that her son did not have a pulse. He was eventually pronounced dead on the scene. A source close to the family tells us Angus had been battling severe suicidal thoughts after getting back from Ireland, where they laid his father to rest, the site reported. What's crazy is 11:30 a.m. Monday morning, his mom found him dead. I think he died, the night before. I think, whatever happened to him, it happened on a Sunday. And we all know when these celebs or, people that's a part of Hollywood die on Sundays, it just automatically makes me go to the left. I automatically start questioning the narrative. Now, obviously, they're not saying he died on Sunday, but he was found unresponsive at 11:30 a.m. Monday morning. So he could have been dead the night before, And of course, it's a possible overdose, which we're going to get into why, that is being reported in the first place with his history with drugs, right? And it kind of reminds me of Mac Miller. A lot of people says he looked like Mac Miller, and this is kind of the same situation, as far as them saying that he overdosed off prescription drugs, because I think that was his choice of, the drugs that he took. Also, real quick before we keep on going, this death really overshadowed Pee Wee Herman's death. Pee Wee Herman, he died actually Sunday night. He died after a 6-year struggle with cancer that he kept private. Fezco died, Angus Cloud, really overshadowed Pee Wee Herman dying at 70 years old. Once again, he had a 6-year struggle with cancer that he kept private, because I didn't know at all that he had cancer, if that is truly the way that he died. So it says the statement supplied by the family indeed suggested he was struggling to deal with the death of his father, which occurred a week prior. His dad was buried in Ireland, and Cloud had reportedly just returned home to Oakland. So I'm not sure what day his dad died, but he died a week prior to him dying. And of course, the family says it is with the heaviest heart that we had to say goodbye to an incredible human today. As an artist, a friend, a brother, and a son, Angus was special to all of us in so many ways. His last week, he buried his father and intensely struggled with this loss. The only comfort we have knowing Angus is now reunited with his dad, who is his best friend. Angus was open about his battle with mental health, and we hope that his passing can be a reminder to others that they are not alone and should not fight this on their own in silence. So here we get into an article that is about Angus Cloud, ex-talent manager, and how he accused him of being addicted to prescription drugs, and once vomiting in his face as he performed CPR after the actor allegedly overdosed. So this is going to basically, tie all together and kind of feed the narrative of him overdosing or supposedly committing suicide over the fact that his dad had just died a week before. Now, this is not me. I always have to clarify these things when I do these type of videos, because I'm not doing this video in a sense of not having sympathy toward these, types of death and people that struggle with addiction, because I know it's real. I'm not blind to the fact that everyday people do struggle. And Angus Cloud was just recently a very regular guy. According to him, he had no previous acting experience, and him playing a drug dealer was kind of just him being himself. In a sense, it all follows that same Hollywood script of how they love to sacrifice people who are kind of already, expendable in a sense. People that are just already on borderline killing themselves. Why don't we go ahead and use this for ritual sacrifice? It kind of follows that script. Because if y'all didn't know, apparently Angus Cloud was a little druggy. And it's not to be harsh, but according to this article, he was heavy. He was heavy on it. And this didn't have anything to do with his dad dying, because he'd been on drugs. So he allegedly had already overdosed once. And I'm assuming this is the manager, ex-manager. Said he had an intervention and it allowed him to regain control of his personal and professional life. Says he was also surrounded by friends who allegedly continued to use drugs and threaten the actor's sobriety. Their reckless behavior and lack of regard for Angus's recovery served as a significant obstacle to his progress. This is the talent manager talking. Says, however, Cordero writes that only 2 days after Cloud got out of rehab, he went to the actor's home for a 4th of July barbecue. Upon entering his premises and attempting to greet him with a hug, it became immediately apparent that he had resumed substance abuse a mere 2 days after completing his treatment. Cordero claims that the situation gradually deteriorated over the next few months, and by November 2021, Cloud had eventually relinquished control of his addiction. He alleges that Euphoria creator Sam Levinson pleaded with Cloud to fight for his life. Cordero claims that he organized a spot in another rehab facility for Cloud, who plays a drug dealer named Fez on a controversial HBO show. And this is supposedly him high as hell at a fashion show, sleep, basically. Looks pretty bad, right? And we've gotten a lot of these, we got a lot of these kind of like ritual sacrifices in Hollywood where the actor was already on his way out his own self. And it's like, like I just said, the script follows that same Hollywood style death. It reminds me of when I did the video on John Belushi and the other guy. It's slipping my mind right now. I'm just kind of thinking of a lot of stuff right now. It It reminds me of Mac Miller, like I said earlier in the video. People who are already supposedly down spiraling on drugs, and boom, out of nowhere, they have that Hollywood death. The reason is OD, alleged overdose, depression, so on and so on, you know? So it says the talent manager claims that Cloud allegedly used drugs in rehab and refused to stay, checking himself out to work on the film Your Lucky Day. It says Cloud then booked a role in another film, and on the night before he was set to fly to Oklahoma, the manager alleges that he received a call from one of Cloud's roommates informing him that the actor was struggling to breathe. Cordero claims that he rushed over, administered Narcan, and performed CPR on Cloud. Regrettably, he regained consciousness. Angus vomited into my face, he tweeted. So this is the manager tweeting all this stuff. And I really searched to see if anybody was like saying this is false. None of this is true, and I didn't find any of that. So it kind of seems like that this was real stuff. This actually happened. Says Cordero also claimed that Cloud's behavior toward him became extremely abusive, adding that he had gone to the extent of degrading me publicly in front of his friends and even my colleagues. Cordero says that the last straw was when Cloud was invited to attend a Versace fashion show in Europe. A few days before the trip, Cloud's manager reportedly called Cordero and told him that Cloud preferred to go with pals. Consequently, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, reading this stuff from this manager almost sound like they was in a relationship, but that's neither here or there. This guy's dead, so I'm not even gonna cross that line. But it's just the way it sounds, it's just like, I don't know if it was just a manager type of thing going on. It seemed like it might have been a little bit more going on. It says, consequently, I resigned from my position that day, he writes, noting that Cloud didn't end up going because JFK staff allegedly refused to let him board as he was so high on drugs. Cordero also included a video of the actor seemingly high at another fashion show. So basically, that article was to highlight that Angus Cloud was not just, you know, this great guy. Supposedly he had a really bad drug problem. And it sounds like someone, you know, let's just say, you know, this was something that really was plaguing him in life. It sounds like he was, you know, one of those kind of dabbed in all that shit before he got famous. Then he got money. Then he got fame. You know, he got into Hollywood. He's getting invited to Europe for Versace fashion shows. He's on a whole new level of life. Millions of followers and fans. And he jumped into that lifestyle. You know, that temptation of the devil and fame and money. It eventually grabs a hold of everyone who joins that lifestyle. It's almost like you're cursing yourself, you know, but you don't know it because you see it as a breakthrough through life. Unfortunately, you know, even with this being super unexpected, his dad dying, I think someone said his brother died too or something like that. Unfortunately, he's another victim to Hollywood, is exactly what it sounds like. Because he was already spiraling. He didn't just kill himself in an overdose, you know, because of his dad, because this was already going on in his life. Apparently, he overdosed twice before, you know, his dad actually died. Now, could it be possible that his dad dying made him go even more overboard? Yeah, that could be true. But it all seems so coincidental, doesn't it? Once again, it really seems like that same old Hollywood script. And yet again, another soul gone. And I'll end this video the way that I started it. Y'all, there's a lot going on right in front of your face. Life is, you know, I don't know, man. I want to do a video where I just talk. Like, I just talk about life, because sometimes I can't explain, like, the way things are right now. It's kind of hard to explain the way it really makes me feel. And I hope y'all can kind of, you know, picture what I'm saying without me really explaining it too much, because, yo, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Life is something else, bro. It's something else. And people are checking out. And not just famous people. People right next to you. People are checking out. Man, y'all, look. I'm going to leave the video right here, man. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think in the comments about, you know, Fezco, his death, anything I might have missed, anything that might have came out since I'm recorded this video and dropped it here on YouTube to y'all. I was gonna be dropping a Bronny video, but since this happened, I had to pick this first. I do want to talk about what happened with him and kind of talk about other, you know, recent news and events that's been going on. So yeah, man, y'all already know what's going on, man. Once again, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. And with that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon.